Well, joining me now to talk about the federal government's new financial aid is Mary Ng. She's a Minister of Small Business, Export Promotion and International Trade. Minister Ng, thanks for joining us.
Terrific to be here with you, Martin.
Okay, you have heard, this is no secret to you, you've been promising the successor to the commercial rent assistance program. You've been promising this for weeks. We now have its new successor. You've heard the complaints. The government's been promising a better program. How will this program work better than the other one, which we will all agree was not the success that we had hoped, or you had hoped?
Well, today's program, you heard from the Deputy Prime Minister earlier, which I am very pleased to share with your viewers. It's the Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy. And what this is direct support to the small business tenant who needs the support. It's targeted. And I believe that this is in response to very much what we heard directly from businesses and from entrepreneurs very directly. And when I say it's targeted, it means that if you are a hard-hit business and you have seen a revenue decline of 70% or more, you will get 65%. But if you're seeing a revenue decline of less than that, then you will get support that is commensurate with your decline.
So you don't have what a lot of small businesses complained about, the cliff, that if you didn't have an incredible 70% loss, you didn't qualify for the program under one of its incarnations. One question I have is, why did it take so long to fix this program? I mean, from the very beginning, small and medium-sized businesses were screaming murder, and they were saying, we can't have it go through commercial landlords, and they seem to have been borne out because there was so little uptake on it by landlords. Why did it take so long to change the program?
Well, we have been working and committed to working with businesses all the way through and listening to businesses. And I think today's program is very much in response to this. I also want to remind viewers that the commercial rent is an area of responsibility for the provinces. But for us, it really is about working together so that we can get the right support out there for businesses. And so the first version, of course, did have more involvement, more involvement through the landlords. But I'm really pleased that today what we're able to do, listening to businesses, is that we are going to introduce a emergency rent subsidy that will help them. And for those businesses who are also harder hit in their fight against COVID-19, where they may see a temporary shutdown due to a public health order, we are going to provide an additional 25% for those businesses. So in addition to the rent subsidy, an additional 25%. So for the hardest hit business, if they are subject to a public health closure in their area to fight COVID-19, that business could get 90% of rent subsidy for a period of time.
Okay, how long, when will this be set up? How long will it be before this will be up and running and small business owners can actually see cash flowing to them if they apply for it?
Well, I want to assure businesses that we are going to provide retroactivity for those who are currently enrolled in the CPAC program back to September so that they can be assured that they will have that coverage. We will be introducing legislation very soon to make the rent subsidy program available to our small businesses. And we're going to do that as fast as we can, working as hard as we can, because we know how important this support is for businesses who need it across the country.
How long will the program run? One of the complaints for small business was that they were sort of living month by month, week by week. How long is this program scheduled to run?
We are going to have it run until next summer. And I think this, again, is to respond to businesses who want to understand that these supports are there in a time period that allows them to plan. And remember, I mean, these supports that we're announcing today are targeted, and they're targeted for those who need it. Those who are harder hit will get more support. Those that aren't as hard hit will get less support. It's intended to provide that scalability so that we are really helping businesses bridge through COVID-19 and get to the other side so that we are better primed for recovery.
You also announced changes to two other programs in addition to this new rent supplement. I believe it's the wage subsidy and the CEBA, the Commercial Emergency Business Account, a Canadian Emergency Business Account. What are those changes, and how will small and medium-sized businesses be able to avail themselves of that?
Well, we always heard right from the very beginning of this that businesses needed three very key things. They needed some help to pay to keep their employees on payroll, which is why we introduced the wage subsidy. That is going to extend until the summer of 2021, so that businesses can be assured that they've got that support to keep their people on their payroll or hire back the ones that they may have had to lay off. Number two, we just talked about it, which is the fixed cost like rent, and then of course having some liquidity so that you can draw on that. And this is the CEBA loan, the Canada Emergency Business Account. We are adding another $20,000 to the existing $40,000 of CEBA. $10,000 of this 20 is forgivable. And here again, I would say that this is targeted support. It is intended for those businesses who have seen a decline as a result of COVID-19, continue to, and they'll have to attest to that. We want to make sure that this additional liquidity support is there for businesses. So an additional $20,000, $10,000 of that forgivable.
On this new rent subsidy, last question. One of the things everyone knows, it's not a secret, how unsuccessful the previous program was. It was only a fraction of the amount that you had hoped to disperse and give out to help small and medium-sized businesses was actually dispersed. I think it was about a third. How much are you budgeting for this program, and how much are you hoping in terms of percentage of small businesses will be able to avail themselves of it?
Well, the program is designed so that those businesses who are not seeing their revenue come back as they would expect it during COVID-19 to get the support for that fixed cost and rent. We saw 130,000 businesses getting that rent support under the previous program. That helped to support about 1 million, just a little over about 1 million jobs in the country through that rent support. So this program here is really intended to help those businesses who are continuing to see a revenue decline, who need that support for this fixed cost, and who will get access to the emergency rent subsidy.
Okay, Minister Mary Ng, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you so very much, Martin. Lovely to talk to you today.